Hi, we're live at the Lumi booth at CHA. My name is Brittany and I'm going to show you how to make an Inkodye print today. We make Inkodye, which is a photographic fabric dye. It works on all natural materials, natural absorbent materials, so we're going to do a print today on 100% cotton. So we have our cotton here laying down and we're going to use our magenta Inkodye. So I'm going to shake up the Inkodye, make sure it's nice and mixed, and we have our Inkocap roller on top here. This Inkocap roller is going to help to apply the dye onto our fabric. Makes it a little bit easier to apply. So we're just going to roll the dye out. If you want to make really straight lines without any jagged edges, you can always use some blue tape to tape off your edges. I personally have a lot of fun with making the edges a little bit crazy, so we're just going to go a little nuts today. So we're just going to spread the Inkodye around here. And then we're going to take a paper towel and just blot any of the excess dye that might be pooling on top here to make sure that our print is going to be nice and even once we get it out in the sun. So we're just going to blot off any excess dye here so that the material is soaking but not too saturated with Inkodye. And then we're going to take a negative here. We have a negative of Nikola Tesla. And there's a couple different ways to make negatives. We have Inko film, which is an inkjet printable film that comes in an 8.5 by 8.5 size, and you can run that through your inkjet printer to make a negative at home by yourself. Or we also have a free app that you can download to your iPhone and upload any picture that you have on your phone and change it into a negative, and then order a 12 by 12 inch negative directly from us that we ship to your doorstep, and then you can start printing right away. It takes about 1 ounce to make a 12 by 12 inch print, so an 8-ounce bottle like this will make about 8 prints on a t-shirt. So we're just going to take our negative and lay it flat down here on the material. We want to make sure that the negative gets really good contact with the material, because if the negative lifts up too much, then we might get a little bit of a blurry print if the sunlight goes underneath the negative. So I'm just going to pin down the edges here to get a nice flat contact with negative and material, all 4 corners here. And then you would take this out in the sunlight. So one thing that you should note too is that you usually want to coat it in incandescent lighting or a dimmer light to make sure that the dye doesn't start to expose while you're coating it. You don't want to expose it when you don't want to apply it when you're outside, or else the dye can start to expose. So now we're going to take it, and we kind of have simulated sunlight over here with our black light. And we're going to kind of do a little cooking show switcheroo. We have one that's been in here for about 7 minutes. It takes about 7 to 10 minutes in direct sunlight in order for the dye to develop. If it's a cloudy day, you might want to leave it out a little bit longer for about 20 minutes or so. It is very hard to overexpose a print, so if you leave it out a little bit longer than that, then that's perfectly fine too. So we're going to peel back the negative and see what we've got. So you'd want to take this back inside and then peel your negative back, and you're left with a photographic print on natural material. And then the last step of this process would be to take your print and put it in the wash machine with your Inko wash. And you just take a little bit of Inko wash and you can wash your prints right up, and that will get rid of any of the unexposed dye that's in the fabric, and then you're just left with a permanent fabric print, and you can wash it in your normal laundry after that, and then you're good to go.